Hello and welcome. I'm Cherie Michelle, and over the next half hour, you will discover the ins and outs of selling and buying real estate in an ever-changing market. Before you consider selling or buying, let's understand the benefits so that you can make the right decision. That way, you can sell and buy with confidence. I'm going to introduce you to a man that is changing the way people are buying and selling real estate. Stephen Powell. Of Stephen Powell and Associates, he cuts through the clutter to get your property sold. Stephen is transforming the real estate industry by empowering his clients with knowledge and cutting-edge services to, bottom line, get results.
Thanks, Cherie. Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. I'm passionate about real estate because it's about service. It's about helping you attain your goals, whatever they could be in life. And real estate can be a very emotional process. And I think that that's one of my specialties, is to help you navigate the storms of the real estate process, because it can be scary, it can be intimidating, and that's what I'm here for, to be your rock. So in our current market, when it's been a hot seller's market, real estate agents can stick a sign in the yard, and if it's priced somewhat okay, you can get multiple offers on that. And to me, service tends to start to get lost because real estate agents know that and they rely on that. So there really isn't a high level degree of marketing. And if a house is selling too quickly, there may have been money left on the table. And so I wanted to make sure that service is a standard, and I wanted to raise a bar and to say that this is my package, this is what I do, this is what I'm able to do it for, because I've reinvested back into my business. I know my technology, and I'm able to pass those savings to you. There's no way to guarantee results. There's only 3 reasons that a home won't sell, and that is location, condition, and price. All we can do is properly market the property and introduce it to the public via the methods that we employ. Beyond that, it's how does the property come across to the public? We could think that it's a great property, but the buyer's not willing to pull out their checkbook, and their opinion at the end of the day is the one that matters. Once the listing begins, we know historically that if we don't have at least 10 showings and 1 offer present themselves, that we're priced higher than what the market will bear, and multiple adjustments may be necessary to find that spot. Selling your house is a big decision, and it can be a big emotional decision. You have to decide, do you want to list your house or do you want to sell your house? And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you sell your house.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services, and you will pay less in commissions.
Stephen went above and beyond what we've ever experienced before with a listing agent. He had the comparative market analysis done. He had a whole marketing scheme prepared, which we really liked.
Get more, keep more. What will you do with your savings?
You've been hearing from Stephen Powell about what differentiates him from other realtors, and I'm already sold. But there's so much more to what Stephen Powell and Associates have to offer, from the tools utilized to buy and sell a home in today's cluttered marketplace, to the strategies employed to stand out and get the results you expect.
One of the services that we offer are having a drone fly over your home, and as well taking interior video to make a beautiful YouTube representation of your property that's also framed and embedded on your property's very own website. We also use a 360-degree camera that captures every area of the home, that gives a true spatial representation of what it's like to actually stand in your home. In fact, if a buyer has VR goggles, they can actually see the home in 3D and know what it's like to stand right at your kitchen to cook a meal. Before we put your home on the market, you're going to want to get it ready to make sure that it looks as good as possible. The outside is the most important, getting the curb appeal correctly, making sure that when somebody drives up to it that it looks good. So making sure that any sprinkler issues or yard issues are dealt with and that it looks nice. So typical upgrades that we'd like you to do to make sure that the smoke detectors are in place, the CO2 detectors in place, that the water heater is double strapped. And then beyond that, There's going to be a big list of items when the buyer does a home inspection, and I always recommend to do a pre-home inspection, to hire a licensed home inspector. That way you get a list of things that you may not realize are wrong with the house because you've lived there so long and you can't really see those items anymore. And then you can make a decision to fix them before putting it on the market so that it doesn't become an issue later. I also recommend that you provide a 1-year home warranty for your home just in case something happens. Over 90% of all buyers look for their home on the internet. And we want to make sure that if a buyer loved what they saw here on the internet, that when they get here, they're going to fall in love with it even more because we told the truth. And so we want to make sure that you've got the best pictures, the best video, and the best representation so that your home can be showcased to the public the right way. So a lot of people will go and look at their home value on Zillow, which isn't always accurate. In fact, if you want to have a little fun, a lot of people don't know this, but Zillow owns Trulia. They're the same company. And if you go and you look at both those websites, they have different values. How could that be? Well, because it's data, it's algorithms, and it's not always accurate. The very best way to value your property is just the way that an appraiser would. We need to come in and look at it. We need to see the upgrades and the features that you have. And then we need to pull comparables from your neighborhood if possible, from your complex if possible, and analyze them to make sure that we're comparing apples with apples and oranges with oranges to give you a true value. Because honestly, a lot of people also will look at what's listed, what's currently active, as a gauge to price their home. But at the end of the day, it's not what's on the market that's important, it's what sold. That's the most important number that we need to look at. Because we can list for any price, but the buyer is only willing to pay what the buyer's willing to pay. One of the things that makes me different is that I care about you as an individual, and that relationship is important, and you can feel safe with me. And I want to make sure that we're using the very best technology that's available to properly expose your home to the public.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services and you will pay less in commissions.
Stephen went above and beyond what we've ever experienced before with a listing agent. You know, we were just so shocked when he came over and he said, okay, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do a drone.
Get more, keep more. What'll you do with your savings?
Well, I could tell you all day long about the benefits of Stephen Powell and Associates and meeting with Stephen Powell to get better informed on the current trends in real estate. But wouldn't it be better to hear from the people who have experienced firsthand what he could do for you?
Stephen Powell was one of the most personable people I've ever dealt with when selling real estate. He was on top of the project from the very first day. He came and made fantastic videos of our property. A day after we listed the property, we had 2 above full price offers from 2 different buyers.
Stephen Powell sold my house fast and saved me $5,990.
And I was just blown away when I saw the videos that he had made. He not only did an inside video, he actually did a flyover with a drone. Absolutely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
You know, I have tried other realtors in the past, but Steve Powell is the one who's gotten me results.
I would hope that I'd have somebody on either side of that fence that cared as much about making sure I had a good experience as he does.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services and you will pay less in commissions.
I think another thing that's really important about the communication that we've had between Stephen and ourselves is the fact that he always returned either our call, our text, or our email same day. There was never a wait.
Get more, keep more. What'll you do with your savings?
My goal is to provide you with excellent service and unparalleled value. Call me today. You know, I'm so grateful that people have appreciated my service and want to continue to have a relationship with me well beyond the transaction. I'm just so humbled and grateful. Trying to find the right real estate agent can be a daunting task, but there are some things that you want to make sure. Number 1, do they have a proven track record of success? Are they a full-time real estate agent or are they just doing this part-time as a hobby? And are they coming highly recommended by either a friend or through testimonials like you've heard? One of the things that people like to say is that if you do charge less than what other agents would charge, they try to call you a discount agent. And so I wanted to come against that misnomer and expose it for what it is, because it really is a myth. And I believe in being a value agent, because you certainly could go to Walmart and buy a camera, or you could buy it at Amazon, but when it arrives at your front door, you don't open it up and go, gee, I got a discount camera. No, you saved money, you had a great value. You were a smart shopper. So that's what I'm bringing here as a value proposition. Not a discount, but to provide more than what most agents will. When listing your property by appointment only, we know statistically we lose 65% of all showing opportunity, because quite frankly, today's agent is busy and they don't want to stop to try to get an appointment when they're showing up to 10 properties at a time. And if in that line that the buyer wants to see, it's real easy to pass over that property because there's so many other properties that are easy to show. So we want to make sure that your property is as accessible as possible. Selling your house on your own, or what we call for sale by owner, or FSBO, that can be a very dangerous process if you've never done it. Because let's face it, you're not represented by a professional. And more than likely, the person on the other side of the transaction will be. And historically, we know the truth that 95% of every sale happens in the MLS. So there are only 5% of properties that successfully sell by owner. But what we also know is that typically homes sold in the MLS with a real estate agent often get up to 16% more than what a for sale for owner got on their own. So you may have been on the market before and the home didn't sell, and you're now what we refer to in the industry as an expired listing. And there's something that happens when your listing gets expired. That data is sold to companies that real estate agents go and then buy that. And if you'd like to have a little fun, go ahead and Google expired scripts and see what comes up, and you'll see all the tactics that are being used. And they start sending you letters. So you've probably already gotten letters like, is your home still on the market? I have a buyer. You're probably getting 3 to 4 annoying phone calls a day. Because quite frankly, at this point in time, you're just a number. And I'd like to bring the relationship back in it. And let's talk about why didn't the home sell? Whose fault really was it? Well, there's no way to pinpoint exactly where the fault lies, because it may be one of several factors. So what I propose to do is to perform a sellability review of your home and to analyze the house to make sure that the condition isn't getting in the way, that the location is not getting in the way. And then to look at all the market analysis, the comparables that are available to determine, was it the price ultimately that caused the home not to sell? When your home goes on the market and buyers start looking at your home, you're going to attract one of 3 buyers. It could be a first-time buyer that may need some closing cost assistance. It could be somebody that is putting 20% down and using a conventional loan, or it may be someone who can pay cash. And cash buyers typically offer a little less than what you're asking for because they're usually looking for a deal. Regardless of who the buyer is, I'm going to make sure that buyer is qualified to purchase your home before I ever bring an offer to you. I won't waste your time. I don't want to treat you like a number. I want a relationship with you, and I want to find out, how do we come together to create a win-win, get your home back on the market and marketed properly, introduced to the public, to find the price that's going to help it move, that we can get the home sold, and that I can get you the biggest check possible at closing. I'm easily accessible. Find my number here on the screen. It's a direct number to me, and I do answer my phone. If you get my voicemail, I will return your call promptly, so please leave a message.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services, and you will pay less in commissions.
Stephen went above and beyond what we've ever experienced before with a listing agent. He had the comparative market analysis done. He had a whole marketing scheme prepared, which we really liked.
Get more, keep more. What'll you do with your savings?
Hi, I'm Cherie Michelle, and believe it or not, this real estate system that you've been learning about was developed by Stephen Powell over 4 years ago. Since then, Stephen Powell and Associates have saved sellers hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions and have helped sellers like you sell their home for top dollar. Come join me now, sit down with Stephen in this exclusive interview and update. Stephen, it's great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Before we dive into the questions, there has been a lot of interest in getting to know you a little bit better. Can you share with us your connection to the Valley?
Originally, I'm from a small town in Ohio. I came to the desert in the mid-'80s, and so you could say I really grew up with the desert. When I first came here, there was nothing here. One street, few condominium complexes, houses. Indio and Palm Springs were really the main cities. So I really saw this place transform. I had the opportunity to have a great career before real estate in some of the best facilities out here, the restaurant, casino, and hotel industry. And I also had the opportunity to raise an amazing family here. So you kind of say that I grew up in the desert and have evolved with the desert.
Now we'll get into the questions.
Okay.
So tell the audience, how long have you had your real estate license?
I first got into real estate in 2005, and I had transitioned from a career in the hospitality industry, which gave me my base in customer service. It was a very interesting transition at that time, because when you're trying to get your license and you're trying to transition from another career, there were a lot of late night, fall asleep in the book moments.
And do you work full-time as a realtor?
I do. Thank God I've had an amazing full-time career since getting my license.
Are you a real estate broker or agent? And then can you just describe what the difference is?
I do have a real estate broker's license. And the difference is a real estate broker has a higher level of training than just a regular real estate agent.
Do you consider real estate to be a practice, and why?
I do. And a lot of people don't think of it this way, but just like a medical practice is called a practice, a law practice is called a practice, and real estate really, it's an evolution. It's never the same. There's cycles and seasons, different markets, so you constantly have to stay on top of what's going on, constantly have to learn and hone your skills. So it's definitely a practice.
What sets you apart from the average real estate agents?
Like a doctor or an attorney, realtors have what are called designations. And I'm proud to hold the highest designation in real estate, which is called the Certified Residential Specialist. And out of 1 million realtors nationwide, there's only about 33,000 that hold that designation. So I'm extremely proud of it. In addition to that, I also have my luxury marketing designation, which is extremely important in this segment of the Valley.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services, and you will pay less in commissions.
I think another thing that's really important about the communication that we've had between Stephen and ourselves is the fact that he always returned either our call, our text, or our email same day. There was never a wait.
Get more, keep more. What will you do with your savings?
Tell me a little bit about how you're able to provide a high level of service at a lower commission rate.
I saw the change in the industry. I knew that I had to change with the industry. And let's be honest, real estate has gotten easier because of technology. It's gotten easier for the buyer, it's gotten easier for the seller, and it's certainly gotten easier for me. And I figured out a way how to deliver value to the seller without passing the cost through to the seller.
Some people might consider or even call you to be a discount broker. Talk about why that's not accurate.
The reason that that's not accurate is that the program that I put together, it's a comprehensive program that's built on delivering more than what is typical in most scenarios. So putting together a good business plan, I was able to figure out how to reduce those costs without removing service to the seller, without taking away things that the seller would need to have the maximum exposure to the market. And so I'm really the leader in the value revolution, and I'd like to kind of redefine what a discount broker or agent really is. And that's the agent that would come to you not prepared, didn't have a good business plan, wanted to sign that contract with you for 6%, but because you resisted, he immediately said, okay, well, I'll do it for 5%. That's the discount agent.
I hear some copycat realtors are doing a bait and switch tactic. that make it sound like they're listing properties for a rate lower than 4%, like 1 or 2%. Is this true?
It is. Unfortunately, when the market is competitive, there are different tactics that are being used in sales. And that's using fear tactics, that's using small print, bait and switch. What I have put together here is a comprehensive program with no small print. I wanted to put together a program that had no small print, that had nothing hidden, because I believe in that we should start our relationship. It shouldn't be started on deception.
What's the difference between listing commission and the total listing commission?
When a realtor and a seller meet, we put together a listing contract and it has a total commission. So this program charges a total commission of 4%. And then I take that and I split that in half and I offer half of that to the cooperating agent.
A lot of sellers are led to believe if you don't offer a buyer's agent 2.5% to 3%, the house won't get shown. Is that true?
You know, once upon a time, that may have been true, but the smartphone and websites like Zillow and Redfin, that changed the industry in about 2013. Now the buyer just simply calls the agent and lets them know what house they want to see. So if there is one agent that may be resistant to showing it, that buyer isn't going to be stopped. They will find a way to see the house and it will get shown.
We both have seen the Valley change. How has the industry changed over the years?
With the evolution of technology, from imaging technology to DocuSign technology to internet portals to making transaction management easier, the industry really has consolidated to make communication easier, to make the transactions go smoother, but also to make those transactions more cost effective across the board. You know, a house that sells for $400,000 and a house that sells for a couple $1 million, the processes involved really are the same. The amounts differ, but you have the same processes across the board.
Let's talk about the gated communities. Have you sold homes in all of the desert communities?
This desert is so big, I don't know that anyone possibly could, but I've sold in most of the major communities throughout the valley.
Most sellers believe if they use an agent outside the community, the home will not get sold. Is that true?
You know, that's another dark side of sales. You know, there are agents that like to try to hold sellers hostage in those communities to make them pay a higher commission rate. And the internet has liberated sellers in order to make it possible to have programs like mine enter those communities and be quite successful.
Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services and you will pay less in commissions.
Stephen went above and beyond what we've ever experienced before with a listing agent. He had the comparative market analysis done. He had a whole marketing scheme prepared, which we really liked.
Get more, keep more. What'll you do with your savings?
Who determines the market value of a home? Because some agents make claims they can sell the homes for the most money.
First off, I take the role of a consultant. You know, we don't know. I mean, if I could guess every price, I honestly would just buy lottery tickets, right? The market, ultimately the seller sets the price of the home based on the recommendations that we put forth. And we put together a comprehensive analysis based on the sold comparables, much like an appraiser would do. And we look at trends like days on market and based on the seller's goals. Every seller is different, unique. Some sellers, they need to sell immediately, so we need a strategy for that. Some, they can take their time, but we don't need to do the same thing. So that's why it's a practice. It's tailored differently for everyone. There's no blanket solution to coming up with that. But at the end of the real answer at the end of the day, the buyer pulling out his checkbook determines the market price. So if he's willing to buy it, that's what it's worth.
How long does it take for a home to sell on average?
You know, right now we're still in the midst of, we're balancing between a seller's market and a normal market. In most of the communities, pocket communities throughout the valley, we're still in a very seller's market, which is 30 days or sooner, up to 45 days. Normal market time is between 60 to 90 days. You get into a buyer's market after 90 days, and I don't think we're going to be seeing that for a little while. When we get together and we look at that report, we're going to be able to see the average days on market of the like homes in your neighborhood development and be able to make a determination of what your best price should be, leaving nothing on the table. so that we can reach your goal.
And what's your internet strategy for marketing?
So we use a comprehensive program. First and foremost, when we input our listings on the MLS, they're syndicated to hundreds of sites. But we need to go beyond just that. We're going to put together a website for the home that has its own unique QR code and URL that's going to give us the ability to promote that across social media ads and specifically target areas like LA and Orange County, because that's where the buyers are coming from. In addition, we're going to market your home on YouTube. And it's also going to have its own 3D website that is completely interactive, that will allow the potential buyer to walk through the home and see every feature of that home as if they were standing there.
Some sellers believe if they don't list their home with an agent with a big company name, that their home won't sell. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Regardless of what company an agent is with, we're all members of the same club. We all join the Association of Realtors. So we all bring our resources to the Association of Realtors and the same MLS. So it really is the agent qualified? So it's not about the company, right? You're not hiring big box company to sell your house. You're hiring the agent to sell your house. And that's really what's important. So it's really important to make sure you're getting somebody that's full-time, knows the area, and has a marketing plan that goes beyond the valley.
Sellers stated that the most frustrating thing about working with a real estate agent is poor communication.
Mm-hmm.
What can a seller expect when communicating with you?
One of the first things I do when we establish a listing agreement and we agree to work together is I'll set a schedule up that we'll meet once a week over the phone just for updates. Beyond that, you can text me, you can email me, and you can call me an unlimited amount of times. I'm here to walk you through the process from start to finish.
Well, I know I would hire you, but why should a seller hire you?
So first off, I operate my business by the golden rule. I'm going to treat you the way that I want to be treated, and I treat your house as if it's mine. And I ask myself this question all the time: would I hire me? And yes, I would.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Hi, I'm Stephen Powell. As a real estate broker with top credentials, I bring knowledge, professionalism, and marketing skills to sell your home. My proven program gives you more services, and you will pay less in commissions.
Stephen went above and beyond what we've ever experienced before with a listing agent. You know, we were just so shocked when he came over and he said, okay, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do a drone.
Get more, keep more. What'll you do with your savings?
Well, by now the choice is clear. Stephen Powell has proven to be a local area and industry expert. Stephen has helped sellers like you save hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions, leading the way in the value revolution. What are you going to do with the money you save letting Stephen Powell list and sell your home? Call Stephen today.
To find out more about docu-marketing for your business, call 760-346-6372. This has been a Mercury Film and Television production.